So how was your day? How was your day?
My day was good. Yeah, I had a nap as well, so it was really nice.
And did you get to go to Ottawa after all, Mark?
I did, yeah. So we videoed. It was about an hour and a half. So yeah, she did really well. She's very knowledgeable, and so she did like an intro, then a warm up, then the workout, and then the cool down. And so it was all focused on hamstrings because it was Highland dancing, right?
Right.
Formed on tight calves and hamstrings. So yeah, so she did a lot of trigger point stuff for them. So
good.
Hamstrings. Got to work on those hamstrings.
Yeah, I was talking to Julia after yesterday, and she said, Mom, that was my biggest issue when I was a dancer. She said it took me forever to be able to put my complete body down. And she said that took, you must remember, that's all I did was stretch out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that you always need to use like a cable or something, right? Like that you can always just kind of walk your hands down and
It's the one I like the least, but it's probably because it's the one that's the most tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get there.
Yes.
You have a big week ahead or big plans ahead?
No. It's just the same week usually, just all the same classes, which is nice. It's nice to see everybody and hang out and yeah.
Do you remember prior to the pandemic, I remember saying this, I wish things could just kind of slow down a little bit. I'm going to watch those words.
Yeah,
I did say that, and here we are in the middle of it. Well, it hasn't slowed down at work, but I mean, otherwise, we haven't had all these other commitments we used to run after.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
No church, no in-class fitness stuff, no nothing.
Yeah. No, I was walking, and Davina and Amin were driving by and they pulled up and I'm like, who is this person? They're like waving at me and I'm like, I don't know when I go on my walk, I'm just totally, so this car literally is stopped on 13th, right? Where McDonald's is.
Right.
I'm like, who are these people? And so they were chatting with that. I was chatting with them for a little bit.
Nice.
They're doing well. They're totally about getting together when we can after the 14th.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. So if we want to get together outside, they're totally okay with that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It sounds like Amin's had some pretty heavy stuff to deal with at work. There was a police officer who recently suffered PTSD pretty badly, and anyway, I think this man ended up taking his life, but what led up to all of that was so sad, and he's been bearing a burden of some kind there, and you can imagine they see so much, these police officers that it's got to be heavy.
Yeah. Yoga should help, right? Yeah.
Everything helps different. I guess it's whatever helps each individual.
You know what?
I don't see.
I hear a voice.
I wasn't sure.
This is where I think you could get into something, right? This is how that guy walked naked and didn't realize.
What were we gonna say, Josh?
There he is.
Oh, we actually went out in public for the first time to do a non-essential activity.
Wow.
And what was that, sir?
There was a game between two teams, the Habs and the Leafs. And it was a Stanley Cup finals game.
Poor Julie.
So Julie, I don't know how she managed to, but she managed to find tickets.
You were there.
Yes.
You went to the game?
Yeah.
We were talking about this, George and I, just this morning during our walk. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Yeah, she found tickets, so we had to go like through the back roads to avoid like all the checkpoints and everything and stuff
Yeah,
like
how
that.
did you get through the border? Wow.
North Lancaster. There's a
Yeah.
small little road that crosses the bridge there, or
Yeah.
crosses the border.
I know she lived there.
Yep.
Yeah. So we went through there, and it was just basically there were no cops on the road. You just drove.
That's how we went with Mike and Cass, remember? We went that one time.
Yeah. Josh, they were selling tickets like thousands of dollars, man.
Yeah, she found a real good deal.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So-
before the prices went crazy.
Are you a Toronto fan as well, Josh?
I am by osmosis.
Okay.
Okay, was Julie wearing her blue shirt?
Oh, she would have been
Two
wearing
of
it
them.
proudly.
Did she not take it well?
Oh yeah, she enjoyed herself absolutely immensely. Like it was the most fun that she's had in such a long time. Like we
Wow.
got like 3 solid periods of solid hockey. Like it was, and again, I mean the Leafs lost in overtime. What else is new? But
Well, they dominated.
it was just
Yeah, the
Oh,
overtime
yeah.
has been fantastic to watch.
yeah.
you're a
Third
Leaf fan.
period, and fourth period were all Leafs.
Yep. Yeah.
First
I was
period,
watching
second
it,
period.
Josh.
Yeah, first period and second period. The Leafs didn't even show up.
Yeah, Montreal in the
Um,
first 2 periods, they just couldn't
yeah.
sustain the third.
Well,
Yeah.
wow.
And that, again, that's typical, right?
Well, there you go.
On both sides, like the Leafs, they seem to need to get themselves into a hole to pull something out of their behind, so to speak. Some people work best under pressure.
Yeah, it's like Secretariat and Seabiscuit. They have to come from behind.
Wow, you
Yeah.
guys, they're cool.
Yeah. So so we made it. Had to take the back roads. She wore 2 jerseys. She figured it would be safer to wear the 93 jersey.
Yeah, he played for both teams, right?
Exactly. So at least it's not as bad as wearing the Tavares jersey, which he wore underneath.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun because George and I were remembering when we used to go and how much fun it was, and good for you.
Yeah. So it's the first ever playoff game we've ever been to. Like we've
Cool.
been to regular season games in Ottawa. We've been to, I think, regular season games in Montreal.
You should have
We've
texted
never.
me. I could have maybe seen you in on TV there.
Well, they don't highlight the Leafs fans unless they're with the Habs
Oh, they were showing Leaf
Person.
fans. Trust me, Josh.
on TV.
I saw a father with a Leaf shirt on and a daughter or a very younger girl with a Habs shirt. So they were showing
Yes.
the Leaf shirts.
Only if they were with a Habs fan.
No,
Like, we watched.
that's not true.
You
I
saw
see
it?
a whole bunch of Leafs by themselves.
Really? They were
Yeah.
all like the arena was about 40%, 25% Leafs.
I saw lots of blue shirts, Josh. Yeah.
But every time that they did when they show people in the crowd,
Yeah.
I watched every single one that they were showing us on the Jumbotron. Maybe they were showing a different feed on TV.
On TV, it was, yeah.
Okay, on the Jumbotron, there was no. The only time they showed someone with a Leaf jersey was if they were with someone with a Habs jersey.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
Anyway, no, it was quite the experience by far.
Good for you guys.
Yeah. So
All
the next
right.
one's Game 7's in Toronto. Obviously, you could never afford to get to Toronto even on a regular season game.
Yeah, but they can't have any fans yet in Ontario, eh, Josh?
No, not till August.
Yeah.
Did you follow the petition by fully vaccinated healthcare workers to allow them to watch the game in Toronto, and it was
No, I
denied?
didn't hear that, Josh.
Yeah, so they had a petition for fully vaccinated frontline workers to be permitted to watch the game in person.
That would be very nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I mean the argument is they've given so much, let them have something just for them that they're 100% vaccinated. Because like the way that they did it in Montreal is there was 4 empty seats between people, and the people, the seats that were full were staggered between rows,
Right?
so that there was no, like couples were together, but there was 2 meters between everybody.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Lots of space between, hey?
So, again, and I think that was the first game that they did, and it worked very well. Like, you went in, you had to go through the detectors. They took you in 2 people at a time. They gave you a fresh mask. They made you sanitize. Everywhere where you were, they had little people with signs, basically, you know, they could wave at you if you were less than 2 meters apart. And everyone, everywhere had to be 2 meters apart, no matter what. You had to wear your mask the entire time. They only served free water. There was no food. I mean, obviously in the box seats, it was different. You know, they had full service in the box seats, but for regular people, there was no food. It was just, they would give you a water, and that was it.
Wow.
It was very well done.
All right, cool. All right, Mark, give it to us.
All right. Well, today's class we're doing frog for 50 minutes. Just kidding.
Gosh.
Oh, see you later then.
We're gonna do a really deep hip opening in the frog pose today. So no frog today. But no, we have a nice class. Just nice and relaxing, and yeah. But let's start. Just make sure that you have your block. That's all you need today is your block and pillows if you want pillows. But let's start in Shavasana. And as you make your way into Shavasana, just allowing your body to begin to settle into your mat. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it all out, let it all go. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it all out, let it all go. And with every inhale and exhale, allowing your body to begin to settle. Letting your mind begin to calm. And taking this opportunity this evening to check in with yourself and notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. Taking a few moments to scan from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. And notice if there's any areas that might be a little bit tight or a little bit stiff. Any areas that might be a little bit sore. And breathing into those areas. Letting your breath soften anything that might be tight or stiff. Bring relief to anything that might be sore. Letting your body melt a little bit more into your mat. Notice if there's any areas where you might be holding a little bit of tension. And sending your breath to those areas. Letting your breath dissolve any tension. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales. And your exhales. Take a few moments this evening to set an intention for your practice. Something you wish to receive from your class. And on your next inhale, gently begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. And on your next inhale, slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then opening your arms up into a T and gently letting your knees fall to your right side, coming into a twist. Keeping your left shoulder blade pressed into your mats. And adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your body, you soften your knee bends. You could always slide a block underneath your knees for a little bit of support. Breathing into any sensation that you're feeling in your body. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Notice if you're holding any tension in your shoulders. Breathing in. Allowing them to soften with your exhale. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your knees back up to center. As you let your knees gently fall to your left side. Keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into your mats. And adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your body or you soften your knee bends. Breathing into any sensation that you're feeling on this side. Letting your breath bring ease to those areas. Breathing into your shoulders. Allowing them to soften with your exhale. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your knees back up to center. As you draw the soles of your feet together, coming into reclined butterfly. So lowering your feet down onto your mats. Allow your hips to open up and gravity to draw your knees closer to the mats. You could always draw your feet closer into your body for a deeper stretch in your hip flexors, or you can draw them away for a little bit softer of a sensation. Drawing your right hand onto your abdomen and your left hand onto your heart. And breathing into any sensations that you're feeling. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest and abdomen. With every inhale and exhale. Allow your shoulders to soften. Removing any tension from your neck. We'll take one more breath in. One more breath out. Let it all go. On your next inhale, draw your hands underneath your knees, gently helping them up. Draw your knees into your chest, give them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side, a little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. And opening up to happy baby, grab the outside of your feet, open your knees nice and wide. And from here, gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. And then on your next inhale, draw your knees back into your chest and letting them sway from the left to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to your left side or to your right side, coming into fetal position. And we'll take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up and making your way to tabletop position. Stacking our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. And we'll move to a few cat-cows, going nice and slow. On the inhale, drop your belly, pull your chin forward. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your chin. Inhale, drop your belly, pull your chin forward, nice and slow. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your chin in a little bit deeper. On the next inhale, try to open up your shoulders, create space between your collarbones. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your tailbone in a little bit deeper. Two more. Inhale. Maybe you draw your eyes up a little bit higher. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, tucking your chin in a little bit deeper. Last one. Inhale, drop your belly, try to open up the shoulders a little bit more. Exhale, press into the palms of your hands, round your spine, Tucking your tailbone and chin in just a little bit deeper. And then coming back to neutral spine. Very nice. Then open your knees as wide as your mat. Draw your big toes together and press back to your child's pose. You could either walk your hands out, or you could always take your hands to your feet. Whatever feels comfortable, rest them by your side. But allow your shoulders to soften. Your forehead to either rest on your mat, or maybe it rests on a cushion or a block, removing tension from your neck. Allow your hips to settle. And taking a few moments to scan over your body and notice if there's any areas that might be a little bit tight or a little bit stiff. And breathing into those areas. Letting your breath bring softness. And letting your body settle a little bit more. And take a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Let your shoulders soften a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly coming back to tabletop position. Very nice. And from here, drawing your knees underneath your shoulders, underneath your hips. So we're gonna walk our hands forward and come into Sphinx pose. So walk our hands out, lowering all the way down onto our stomach, releasing our toes, and drawing our elbows underneath our shoulders. Removing any tension from your legs. Allow your eyes to close. And take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, breathe into any sensation that you're feeling in your spine. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Take a deep breath in here. And on your exhale, slowly draw your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, can you draw your chin a little bit closer? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your chin back up. And on your exhale, draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you draw your ear a little bit closer? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your chin back up to center. And on your exhale, draw your left ear to your left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your ear a little bit closer to your shoulder. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. On the next inhale, slowly draw your chin back up to center. And exhale, draw back up to neutral. So your option to stay here in Sphinx pose, or maybe you move into seal by turning your hands out to the edges of your mat, pressing into the palms of the hands as you straighten your elbows. Draw the shoulders back and down. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let it all go. Very nice. Then slowly begin to lower all the way down. As you draw your hands together, and then slowly let your forehead rest on the top of your hands. Take a few breaths here, allowing your spine to settle and your shoulders to soften. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let it all go. On the next inhale, slowly draw your hands underneath your shoulders as you push up to tabletop. And coming into closed knee child's pose. So keep your knees underneath your hips, release your toes, and then sit back on your feet. And maybe you walk your elbows to your knees, or you can always circle your hands to your feet. Tucking your chin, rolling your spine. Breathing into any sensation that you might be feeling. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, can you tuck your chin a little bit deeper to your chest, allowing your spine to maybe round a little bit more. Allow your shoulders to soften. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to make your way back to tabletop position. We're going to come into downward facing dog to set up for pigeon. And we're going to hold pigeon for a little bit, but our main focus is going to be twisted deer tonight. So we're going to hold twisted deer a little bit longer. So plant your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes. On your next inhale, send your knees up and then your hips back. And take a few moments here to pedal out the feet. So bend one knee, straighten the other. Repeat that on the other side. Maybe you gently sway your hips from side to side. Eventually finding stillness in this posture for one full inhale. One full exhale. On the next inhale, float your right leg high to the sky. And on your exhale, come into pigeon pose. So right knee, right wrist, right ankle, left. Release your left toes. Inhale, walk your hands up to set the hips. And on your exhale, begin to walk your hands out, coming into pigeon. So maybe you start on your forearms, or maybe let your body fully rest on your mat. Allowing your right hip to release. Removing any tension from your left leg. Maybe you slide a cushion or a blanket underneath your chest. If your forehead doesn't rest on the mat, maybe you slide a block or a blanket just to remove tension from your neck. And take a few moments to notice the sensations you're feeling on this side, where you feel it in your right hip, your right leg. And sending your breath to those areas. Letting your breath bring softness. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging your edge. Allowing your right hip to settle a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. And from here, coming into deer pose. So sitting on your right glutes. Bend your left knee. Then squaring your shoulders to the front of your mats. And then from here, begin to walk your hands over to your right side. So about a 45-degree angle. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, coming into twisted deer. So begin to walk your hands out. So maybe you come on your forearms, or maybe you rest all the way down. Maybe you slide a block or a cushion. So breathing into any sensation that you might be feeling on this side. Noticing where the sensations might have changed to and breathing into those new sensations. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up on this side. Gently acknowledging them. Letting those thoughts continue to pass by. Coming back to your breath. Taking a deep inhale. And on the exhale, letting it all go as maybe you walk your hands out a little bit further. Letting your body settle a little bit more into this posture. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. As you draw both legs forward, and we're going to come into Shavasana. So draw both legs forward as you lay all the way down onto your back. Allow your palms to face up. And allowing your body to begin to settle. Breathing into your right hip. Letting your body begin to relax. Notice how it feels as it begins to release. Allow your shoulders to soften. We'll take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving them a nice squeeze. Gently letting your knees sway from the right to the left. Gently letting your knees fall to your right side or to your left side, coming into fetal position. We'll take a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale, let it all go. Then on the next inhale, begin to press your way up. Nice and slow, making your way back to tabletop position. So we can set up for the other side. So planting your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. On your next inhale, send your knees up and your hips back into your downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths here just to pedal out the feet. So bend one knee straight and the other. Repeat that on the other side. Maybe you gently sway your hips from side to side. Eventually finding stillness for one full breath in. One full breath out. On the next inhale, float your left leg high to the sky. And on your exhale, draw your left knee to your left wrist. And your left ankle to your right, coming into pigeon pose. Inhale, walk your hands up to set the hips. And on your exhale, begin to walk your hands out. Coming into reclined pigeon. Letting your left hip begin to settle. Removing any tension from your right leg. And maybe you draw a block underneath your forehead or a cushion. Take a few moments to notice how this side feels. Maybe it's a little bit more stiff than the other. Maybe it's a little bit more relaxed. And breathing into any sensation that you're feeling. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further? Letting your left hip settle a little bit more. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. Very nice. As we come into deer pose, so we can set up for twisted deer. So sitting on our left glute, bend our right knee, square your shoulders to the front of the mat, and then begin to walk your hands over to your left. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, begin to walk your hands out. Coming into twisted deer. So maybe you start on your forearms, or maybe let your body fully rest. Maybe you slide a cushion. And noticing where the sensations may have changed. Breathing into those areas. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up on this side. Gently acknowledging them. Letting those thoughts continue to flow by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Taking a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let it all go. As maybe you walk your hands a little bit more forward. Allowing your body to settle a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. Taking your time, drawing both legs forward. And making sure that you have your block handy as you lower down into Shavasana. So allow your palms to face up. Letting your body melt into your mat. Breathing into your left hip. Letting your body begin to fully rest. Notice how your left side feels as it begins to release. What sensations you might be feeling. Allow your shoulders to soften. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On your next inhale, slowly begin to draw your knees into your chest. Give them a nice big squeeze. Gently swaying from side to side. And then releasing your feet back down onto your mat. We'll come into supported bridge, so draw your heels as close to your glutes as possible. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On the next inhale, send your hips up high to the sky as you slide the block underneath your tailbone. Maybe you draw it a little bit higher, finding that spot. Now allow your hips to settle into your block. Allow your shoulders to soften. Notice if you're holding any tension in your neck. Notice if you're holding any tension in your glutes or in your legs. Just trying to allow them to soften. And if your mind wanders or drifts away, just drawing your attention back to your breath, back to your inhales and your exhales. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. We'll take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly send your hips up as you remove the block and then slowly lower your hips down to the mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let it all go. Then on the next inhale, draw your knees into your chest. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. And keeping your knees into your chest, draw your hips up as you slide the block underneath your tailbone, coming into waterfall position. So straightening your feet up to the sky. Allow your palms to face up. Allow your shoulders to soften. Removing any tension from your neck. And you have the option to stay here with your hands by your side, or maybe you cactus your elbows by bending them to a 90-degree. Allow your shoulders to soften. Breathing into any sensation that you might be feeling. Letting your breath bring softness. Letting your body relax a little bit more. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to release your arms out of cactus. And on your next inhale, draw your knees into your chest as you shift your hips up. Slowly removing the block. Drawing your knees back into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Opening up to happy baby. Grab the outside of your feet. Open your knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, open up to Shavasana. Legs as wide as your mats. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into your mats. Taking this opportunity to let go. Letting your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. And as we're in Shavasana this evening, we'll just move through a gentle body scan. So breathing into your feet. All the way to your toes. Breathing into your ankles. Allowing them to soften with your exhale. Breathing into your calves and into your shins. Breathing into your knees. Letting them soften with your exhale. Breathing into your hamstrings and into your quads. Breathing into your hips and into your glutes. Letting them soften with your exhale. Breathing into your low spine and into your abdomen. Breathing into your mid-spine, into your chest, and into your upper spine. Breathing into your shoulders, letting them soften with your exhale. Breathing into your triceps and into your biceps. Breathing into your elbows, letting them soften with your exhale. Breathing into your forearms and into your wrists. Breathing into your hands, all the way to your fingertips. Breathing into your neck. Letting it soften with your exhale. Breathing into your scalp and into your forehead. Breathing into your jaw. Allowing it to soften with your exhale. Breathing into your cheeks and into your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let your body relax even more. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body as you draw your attention back to the room. On your next inhale, slowly reach your arms up and overhead. And grabbing one wrist and gently pull it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in your side body. Releasing that wrist, grab your other wrist and gently pull it to the opposite side. Releasing that wrist, reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. On your next inhale, take a full body stretch, breathe in. Exhale, let it all go. Slowly draw your knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then letting your knees sway from the right to the left. Gently letting your knees fall to your right side or to your left side, coming into fetal position. offering breaths of gratitude. Grateful for taking the time this evening to slow down, to connect with your body and with your breath. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position, taking your time to arrive and drawing your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let it all go. On the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did this evening. I thank you and I'm very humbled and blessed by your practice. Namaste. Wonderful work, everybody.
Such good stretching.
Good.
I don't remember muting myself.
It sounded like you were about to snore at one point.
No,
I
I
did.
wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, because we kept hearing your breath. So I had to,
Okay.
so I didn't want to make it obvious. So when we're in child's pose, I just like slowly tiptoed over. Because all we could hear is we could just hear this, Josh. We could hear, and then that's what we could hear. So I was like, we're gonna mute you.
I figured somebody had forgotten. I figured it was Josh because he's the only other one here.
Yeah.
It's fun to hear, though. You were deep breathing, Josh.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad,
indeed it
I
is.
did it without realizing it.
It's exactly what Mark wants. Yeah.
We don't see him.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
I can unpin.
Which one was your favorite tonight? Which one did you like? You like Twisted Deer, right, Di?
Yes.
I do.
We all love Twisted Deer. We love Twisted Deer. We love Waterfall. We love Pigeon.
All of it today. Like they're probably some of my favorite moves. And my lower back was bothering me, so I really enjoyed Sphinx and Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I remember
Great.
when Seal was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's just another wonderful pose.
Yeah. I still, there's something about Seal, and it has nothing to do with my back, but there's a constriction that happens in my neck. So when you remind us, put your shoulders back, which is a great reminder, and we do all of that. But yeah, there's a bit of a something. So I don't tend to bring it closer. I leave it where it is because it only constricts further. It's not a comfortable pose when I do it that way.
Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah. But it's funny to hear you say that, Josh. There were so many poses that I just even doing the downward dog and the frequency of the chaturangas and all of that. I remember that thinking, I will never get this. I was just
Practice.
yeah, it's so good.
Yes.
There's a meme that someone I saw here that actually perfectly describes that. And it's kind of funny. It'll take me a sec to find it.
So next Sunday, why don't we do a trigger point yin? So we'll use tennis balls or lacrosse balls. So we'll do more like deep tissue stuff next Sunday.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. We've got them in I have a yoga basket now in our closet.
Ah, nice. Yeah. We'll do the upper traps and like our hamstrings and
Awesome.
our psoas.
That's great.
Yeah. When we do yoga back in the hall, we're gonna have like a ton of stuff to carry with us, I think. Pillows.
Yeah.
Oh, blocks are 100% required. Absolutely for yoga for sure. And there you go. I just sent it to everybody. This is what I thought of when you mentioned the. You'll have to probably look at it on one of your phones.
Oh wait, it's on my watch. What am I saying?
Yeah. This is what reminded me when you said that about your constriction.
Josh, always finds funny stuff.
I know.
What do you find? I need my glasses.
Oh, it's not here. I gotta get my watch. My phone.
Your phone's right here.
Oh. Did you see it, Mark?
Yeah, it's just like the different like body, like it's yeah, it's interesting.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then the guy, like the
Okay, sorry, I need my glasses, but what's he do? Oh my goodness, what is that?
that looks so awkward.
Yeah.
What stretch is that? Ouch.
I think that's called there's like one that I don't ever do very often, but maybe I'll start introducing it, but it's called bananasana. So it's like a banana.
That's what that looks like, Mark.
You like
Well,
yeah,
how does he do that?
it's similar. Well, he's twisted banana. That just does not look comfortable, but
That can't be good.
oh my gosh. That's like
He's okay. His front's on the ground.
so it's almost like twisted, like you're in like a U shape, and then he's like this pose. Like that. He's like, right? I think that's it. Like where
Yeah, that looks about right.
where his legs
Yeah.
are this way, like he's this way, like
Yeah.
in a U shape, and then his body's like that.
Okay.
Yeah. The Bananasana, I think we did
Really
that.
awkward.
Did he dislocate his arm?
Yeah.
It doesn't look right.
Well, some people are just naturally flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like Angie?
Yeah.
She's a freak of nature, man.
Yeah.
She's a contortionist, right? So
That's
she's,
for sure.
Very good.
One of the things that's neat is I got a memory foam pillow that I loved. Nice and firm, doesn't crush, doesn't so on. And so I got them as a kit of 2. Julie didn't like hers as much as I did. So I ended up taking her memory foam pillow and I stacked the 2 of them. And it's the perfect height when I lie on my shoulder to keep my neck perfectly straight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like it's double stacked. The pillow's like, super, super high. But I'm not like this and I'm not like this when I lie on my shoulder. It's like sometimes when you're in fetal, right, you need a pillow higher than when you're lying supine.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or heaven forbid those that sleep on their faces.
It's Stephen.
But yeah.
Sleep
Yeah,
on it.
our son doesn't need a pillow. He's because he's always flat without the pillow, and often his face is right into the mattress.
How do you breathe?
Yeah.
No way.
Whereas you tend to sleep on your side. So if you sleep on your side, you need a certain thing. Yeah, we
you need
don't
a tall pillow.
appreciate
You need
how
a very
pillows
firm
are-
pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I used to do is I always used to have my arm underneath my pillow to thicken it up or to prop it up. And now I don't because the pillow is precise, like a double stack thick pillow is precisely the height.
There you
And,
go.
and because it's so firm, I don't smother myself in it.
That's important.
Yeah.
This breathing thing, it helps.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
breathing's
that's
important.
funny because George is congested right now with some allergies. And so at one point we were doing child's pose. He's like struggling to breathe. And I said, oh, do you want me to get you a Kleenex?
My nose, they take turns. Either side starts blocking up and then it opens. Oh, I don't know what I got.
Oh, gosh.
What do they call that? Deceptum? I don't know.
Deviated septum.
I think that's what I got. Because I can't breathe out of 2 nostrils
I
at
have
the same time. Never. Even when it's not allergy season. Anyway.
I'm the same way. Like I have a slightly deviated septum, but when I went to see him about it, it was the opposite side of the deviated septum that was closed. But I could only ever breathe out of one nostril.
Yeah, I'm
So
like
like
you,
this-
Josh.
This alternate
And
nostril
it'll
breathing.
almost- In the middle of the night, it'll just switch.
Switch.
It does it all the time, and I don't know what causes it to switch nostrils. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've had
so when
that
I
thing
do
my whole
alternate,
life. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
like, so what do you do for alternate nostril breathing then, George?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It's a good thing you didn't do that today.
When Mark does that, yeah, sometimes I have trouble. Yep.
Yeah, because I can usually force through.
I really have to suck hard to get it through sometimes. Oh no, it's not good.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm glad I'm not the only one because I always wondered.
No, and I think that's a family trait of yours.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a cure for it, right? Surgery, some sort.
Yeah.
But it's weird that it resolves on its own on that side.
I know. It's weird.
So it's like to me that tells me that it's not a physical thing that you can cure with surgery.
Yeah, but why does it switch? How does that happen?
I know.
My
it's
brain's
just-
not telling it. It's okay, go
If
to the other
we-
one now. I don't know.
I think you need one of those, what is that drainage thing, you know?
Need the neti pot.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing
I
that.
think he needs to try that. We'll see. We'll see if
Well,
it's
the-
really
What are those called again?
Tried
What
that.
was that, Mark?
They're
A
called
neti pot.
A neti pot.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've tried those, but it doesn't. You can't drain out of the other nostril.
You can't. Okay, so there you go.
Well, you have but if you did the one nostril that's more free, it might be better the other way. But you have to do warm water too. Like you have to do
Warm water, and you have to buffer it.
warm salt solution, and you have to hold your head. So
Yeah.
that it goes, like if you do like the old style neti pot, you know. But if you can get the one that like flushes through, then you'll be.
That's supposed to clean you out?
Yeah, it's actually in India. It's one of their like morning rituals. They'll get up and they'll do the neti pot to like clear their path, like their note, like their.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said about that. I really do. I'm gonna get you one.
Oh boy.
It's weird. The first time you do it, it's not a fun feeling, but then you just like the more you do it, it's like, it's fine.
Okay.
It's got to be better than the trumpet sound we hear every morning when George has to go. He literally leaves the room, he's downstairs and it fills the house. It's like
I'm trying to clear my nostrils.
Julia. She's been away for 3 weeks and then she comes home. She goes, "Oh my goodness! Like Dad, he's gonna blow his nose completely off his face."
I've got to get it out, man. Oh,
So you're allowed. So when you breathe, when you blow your nose, it's loud also. Then.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
It's-
It's the same thing. It's like
it's
super
a
loud.
trumpet.
Yeah.
good
I
sound.
think what it is, it's the narrowed passages cause a resonation. So the sound, the air resonates when
Okay.
it's going through the narrowed airways.
I guess that doesn't help with snoring, eh?
Wow.
maybe
Well,
maybe when we get
What?
together, I'll just buy a whole bunch of plastic neti pots, and we can just do our first get together. We can just neti pot our nose all together.
Yes.
I have
Sounds
one
cool.
downstairs. I mean,
So much
you know,
fun.
Sounds like fun.
every
Same thing, just like warm salt water through our nostrils.
There you go.
they have some neti pots where you don't need to use gravity because they have a little battery, a pump in them.
Oh, really?
It just cycles through.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
a while ago, you were saying that it switches over from one to the next. At night, I can tell you that's happened because there's a different snore. There's a different sound for each nostril. I know that happens.
Let's stop talking about snoring now.
Very good. That was great,
So-
Mark. Thanks again.
Oh, no worries. My pleasure.
And Mark, and Josh, tell Julie good luck. I'm not going for her team, but good luck tomorrow, okay?
Or they give you Habs towels to
Yeah,
wear.
yeah. I saw them flipping
Yeah.
them around there last
Yeah.
night.
Like, so if you look closely, you saw that behind every chair there was a Habs towel. So they give you a Habs towel and they give you a package of these disinfectant wipes,
Oh,
and they
nice.
give you a bottle of water if you want to go and get it.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess Julie didn't have a Toronto towel to wave, eh?
No. But what was funny is like they were like a lot of the activities that they were trying to do only work if you have a full house. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
make no noise, right? Well, you've got a third of the people. You're not going to be as loud as you usually are. Doing the wave was just horrible to watch because like
Were they trying that? The wave?
the whole point of the wave is that it's person. Yeah. But it was like one person would pop up and then the wave has to go, 10 feet before the next person can pop up.
Yeah.
So,
Difference between 2,500 and 20,000, eh?
yeah, exactly.
Did they
But,
have everybody
no,
on that one
it
tier
was
top still
absolutely-
up in the higher levels?
There was no one ringside.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I noticed that.
They had people in in the hundreds. I'm not sure about the 200s. They had people in the 300s and in the box seats
Okay.
and the 400s.
So did
but
that
yeah,
look
it
like
was,
2,500 people, Josh, to you? 2,500?
If that
Oh, you think it was even less?
could have been, I could believe it was less because
Wow.
if you look at the here, let me just see if I took a picture here. So I don't know if you can. Let me just see if I can. I'm going to see if I can share this. Give me a second. You take me a second here.
Well, you could send it to our phone, Josh, later. Or-
Well, if you have a few seconds,
Yeah.
like it might be helpful for me to narrate it.
Did you do the 360 picture taking?
Not quite 360, but certainly, certainly we took quite a few pictures. Just grabbing them here and putting them in a different folder.
So did you have to sneak back through the border through the back way?
No, from what we heard, talking to people, basically, if you were coming to Ontario and you were stopped by the OPP, you just say, "I'm coming home," and that's the end of it,
Oh, okay.
right? But the Quebec cops obviously they're not gonna let you come to Quebec
Right.
because it's their mandate to protect their area.
So on the way back, did you see police then?
OPP, yes, but they didn't stop us.
They didn't stop. Okay.
No. And on the way in, like I said, we saw lots of police. So, I mean, we were scared shitless every time that we saw police when we were in Quebec. Because we're like the only, I think we saw one other Ontario plate in Quebec. And so, I mean, that's scary in a way.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, right? Because if no one's supposed to be there, well, then that would explain why, you don't see anyone from Quebec.
Surprised you didn't get ratted out by somebody. Hey, Ontario plates, call the cops.
Well, once you're in there, right? Like, I guess they presume that you were there. You were allowed to get in. Like once you get past the checkpoint, people must look at you and then assume that you were, then you were allowed to be there. If that does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm assuming a lot of those Toronto fans flew from Toronto to Montreal too, right?
I never thought of that, but that would kind of make sense.
I think they can do that, right?
Yeah, let me just see here. All right, so I want to open this up. Back here, just share my screen.
Sorry,
Yeah,
here.
this computer's slow. I got a new computer from work and it's just so fast compared to this one.
Oh, we're getting something.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, all right. So basically all the white spaces are people.
Yep.
So like you're given,
Yes, so
Okay.
the towels are on the chairs.
Well
yeah,
spaced
you're
out,
given
eh?
a towel. Yeah.
Yep.
So basically it's two, and of course the rink side, all the rink side stuff is all blocked off.
Yeah.
So so I think, I don't, because I know that they were tickets in the 100. So I'm assuming, I don't know if you can see my mouse,
Yeah, I
but
do.
I'm assuming this is the 100s, and you can see like Like here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Habs fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Leaf fans.
No fights broke out, eh?
Only after the game.
No drinking beer. That makes a big difference sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like after the game, like people got shot, people got stabbed, but it's Montreal, right? So that's goes.
Are you
with
serious?
territory. Yeah.
What? I didn't hear anything. What happened? What'd you? Where near the game, outside the game?
Google
What side?
Google stabbing at the after the game.
That's outside the game. Outside.
Yeah,
the
right. Go ahead. They had a street party afterwards, right? So yeah, after the arena, like there was a street party going on afterwards,
Yeah.
and then some confrontations got out of hand. So someone got stabbed, and then they got shot, and
Oh my
someone
God.
got stabbed in response to the stabbing.
Isn't
and
that
someone
sad?
got shot.
Wow.
Well, it's Montreal, right? So it's a different.
That's
It's a little different than what we're kind of used to.
Yeah, they're pretty excitable sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool.
So I'll show you. I'm going to show you one little video here. I think I ended my screen share by mistake. All right. Let's share my screen. Okay, here we go. So see, we all have our masks on because you have your mask on the whole time.
She's not happy at all.
You can see there's space between everybody.
Hmm.
Right. So like there's a row, like there's no one in the row behind us, and so on. So let me see what else I can show you here. View extra large icons. There. So see, like if you look at the
Hmm.
there, this is an overview. This was the view from our seats. So we were in the 300s. So that was our view. So you
Okay.
can see
Pretty
there's
good.
no one ringside. And then everyone is all 2 meters apart in this area here. And then same thing there. And so on the Jumbotron, that's where we were seeing where they were showing people with the camera. And like I said, there was no, like, unless it was a Leaf fan and a Hab fan that were a couple, they didn't see any Leaf fans up there. So you're saying they actually showed Leaf fans on the TV
Oh,
broadcast?
on TV, yeah. They went to the crowd a few times. Josh showed lots of Leaf fans. Yeah.
Okay, because they were constantly going to the crowd on the Jumbotron, like if they weren't playing.
Yeah, I think that you're seeing different feed inside than what we're seeing on CBC, right? Or see whatever channel they're showing hockey now.
There, see, so this here is all empty.
Okay.
And then here's the box seat.
That's the free food section, Josh. We used to call it the middle section.
Yes. Why is that?
Those tickets, your food would be paid for. You'd buy whatever you want to eat. That middle section, that middle ring was the Desjardins section, I think. Yeah, it still is. And your ticket would cover the cost of whatever food, not alcohol, just food.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And you're not referring to the box.
Nope, I'm referring to that row of seats. Yep.
No, I didn't know that.
Yep.
The good old days.
We used to go quite often to watch Montreal, Toronto, because I used to get tickets from Domtar suppliers, and we'd always get that middle row. Yeah, very nice.
Huh.
But
Okay.
there's
'cause
only
we
so
were
much
up,
junk food you can eat.
oh, that's pretty good. So we were here, and this is where
Yeah.
we were. You can see
Okay,
my
you're
mouse.
the next level up. Yep.
Yeah, the 300s. And then there was another row. Again, I don't know if it's visible. But this was perfect. I mean, I love these seats because you can see everything.
Yeah,
And
you're
it
pretty
just-
high up though, Josh, in those 300s, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you could still, just the way that it was, you could see everything. Like if you took a picture with your phone, you didn't have to zoom out or zoom in. It was a perfect view of the entire arena. You could see everything really well. You could see the puck. But like we were thinking that we were thinking it was like nosebleeds, But we're closer to the rink than a box seat.
Yes.
Yeah,
Except for
so-
the lower box seats, right? The lower section box seats. I think there's 2 levels of box seats, right?
Not that I saw. There was just these ones here. That's it.
I think there's some lower ones, Josh. if
Yeah. You're
I
right.
remember correctly. Not that I've ever been in Montreal, I don't think.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, now that you mention it. Yeah. So this here. So you're saying that these are box seats,
Yep.
and then there's another set of box seats up here.
Yep. Is that your first time at the Bell Center, Josh?
I think I was there once before,
Okay.
but I can't recall specifically what it was. Like it might have been a concert. Like I'm pretty sure we've been there for a concert. I don't know that we've ever been there for a game.
Okay.
But yeah, I would definitely, because we've gone to the Bell Center a few times, but it's always just been for concerts, never for, because we don't watch we don't get to see a lot of NHL games. Like we would see a couple in Ottawa. I don't think we ever got to the Bell Center to watch hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, we would get 300 tickets in a heartbeat. Just because you can see everything, you don't but we would want to make sure that we were front row because that's where we were. We were the first
Right.
row of the 300s.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
you're
it would make
you're
a
right.
difference.
Yeah, there's no one in front of you.
Right.
You have a clear, unobstructed view of everything. And maybe that's like here. This is our view, like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. So I think probably like if we were a row back, well then there's someone in front of you. And you could like literally you're leaning on the railing, even though there's a sign there that says don't lean on the railing. And let me see if I can find
I think we sat in that 3rd level one time in the front seats.
I want to say I remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's one where Julie took her mask off real quick so we could take a picture.
Yeah. Cool.
Oops. So that's basically what it was like. You're right there.
Cool.
And they had a big sign that said, don't take your mask off except for don't take your mask off. They didn't even. There she is. She's taking it off real quick because I'm taking the picture. But yeah, you can see like literally, if there was 2,500 people, I guess I could count them. If I say that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We could take a look.
So if there's 20 per wedge,
Yeah.
and then count the wedges. Is there 100 wedges?
I'm not sure how many there are, Josh.
I'm not sure that I would think that there's 100 wedges.
They said they sold 2,500 tickets. Now, did they all show up? I don't know. I assume people who would spend that kind of money, they would definitely show up for the last game or the only game, right? That could be fans, unless Montreal keeps going.
Do you think that people got stuck at the border?
I don't know. That's a very good question. You'd hate to spend all that money and then drive to Montreal and then get stopped and can't get into the province,
kidding.
right? My goodness. I think you'd plan something to make sure that didn't happen, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like for us, I mean, that's the part that freaked me out the most. We went through all this. She found the tickets, great price. Okay, what happens now if we get stuck? Like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do? Like, are we just gonna be able to backtrack and just keep trying every small crossing to see if we can find a spot where they aren't? Because they can't physically have a cop at every road that crosses the border.
No, that would be. There's a lot of entrances at those old back roads. I guess you did the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that's what we did. I might even have. Yeah, if you have no interest in hockey, you're probably bored out of your skull there right now. Let me see here. I might have. Sorry, give me a second.
Oops, sorry.
Looks pinky outside.
The sky. Beautiful, actually. Look at that.
They look like rain clouds.
It looks pinky now.
Oh, what's he got?
Okay, so this is what we did. So here's, this is North
Okay, so
Lancaster
see-
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Because like if you look at the map, this
Yeah.
was all covered, like we use like Waze, which shows you where cops are. And this whole strip, it was all full of cops here. So that's where we assumed that they had like the blockade set up. So we got looking at the map. I got talking to some friends who make the trip regularly, and they said go to North Lancaster,
yeah.
cross through there, and then once you're through far enough, then you're safe, and you come back to the 20 again.
About, yeah, okay, that's Saint Chitique. Yeah, cool.
So it probably added half an hour maybe to the trip.
So would you have gone through Dalhousie?
No.
I think you would.
It's very close to Dalhousie around
Yeah,
there.
I think you may have gone through Dalhousie. You got to be careful. You don't blink.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe
That was
we did.
Dice.
I just
That
didn't know.
was the party place, Dalhousie,
Yeah,
for
Paul's in
the
Dalhousie.
Alexandria people. Yep.
Where's it here?
I can count on one hand how many times I was there. You make it sound like I was there all the
Okay, it's not.
time.
I thought it was like our Fire Tux. We lived in Messina.
No.
Okay, so Lancaster, Glen Gordon, Brown House Corner, Pine Hill, North Lancaster, Bridge End, and then we're into Quebec.
Okay.
You said Dalhousie?
Yeah, I think you would have taken another little road and you would have been right at the old bar.
It's closer
If I-
somewhere.
Let me see here.
He's going to Google Maps.
Well, I've heard the name, but I thought it was associated with Ottawa.
Oh, yeah, well, Dalhousie Street. But Dalhousie.
It's a small little.
Mark, do you speak French?
I do, yes.
Non, ça c'est ridicule. On se parle
You've
même
never
pas
talked to
français.
Mark. You've
Non.
never talked to Mark in French.
Oui, je parle français, mais je pratique pas beaucoup, ça. C'est un peu plus difficile de parler en français quand tu pratiques pas.
Oui, évidemment, oui.
Okay, so here, yeah. So we went up here.
There's Pine Hill.
Here, I
Okay.
can show you. I can go
There's
here
the
to my.
Brown House Corner. Yeah.
That's on 34.
Yeah, let me go to my timeline here. My goodness, this is slow. Today.
Oh my goodness, it's the COVID map.
Oh, yes. This was us driving home. So there we go. Okay. All right. So let me zoom in here.
Oh, do you go? Dalhousie, there.
Oh, right here. Okay, Dalhousie Station, Quebec.
Yep.
Missed it by.
See Glen Nevis. So there's God's country, Glen Nevis. That's what everybody from Glen Nevis says. That's God's country. And then so Kevin, the Magdanels live there. Yeah, we used to go to there.
It's so Dalhousie. Yeah. Okay.
They're darn close.
There you go. You were taking the old drinking route.
So you guys would do that to avoid the cops, or?
No, there was a bar in Dalhousie. So, of course, in Ontario, you had to be 19 to drink, but in Quebec, it was 18. So
Oh, yes.
that was the big ritual, is if you turned 18, you'd go to the bar in Quebec.
Gotcha. And that was the closest
And that was the
bar in Quebec.
closest. C'est ça.
For us, we'd go over to the States because it was 18 there too. In the early, when
Yeah,
I
that
was
was a while
18.
ago. I have no idea how they even justify 21. You can
Vote.
volunteer to you can
You
vol
can
yeah
vote
you can do
in the
everything
army.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I was looking for the army. That's the correct word for that.
You can give your life in service,
But you
but
can't
you
have
can't have a beer.
You know, to me 18
19,
18.
19 is a good age, Josh. 19.
So you draw a line between 18 and 19 then.
You're basing
Well,
it on high school?
I was party to when it was 18 and 19, so I don't know. Either
Like
way,
what
not-
age, you mentioned high school, so when do people graduate high school?
18 or 19.
yeah.
Di-
In 19,
In our days, it was 19.
I was
mostly.
18 in 1978, and that was I was in grade 12 because
Yeah,
in 1979. No, yeah, I was in
Well,
grade 13,
we're spring babies.
so I was 18.
Okay, so
You
basically
graduated
going to
13?
college,
You did not.
so
Yeah, because I finished
you-
it. Oh, sorry.
No, you were 19 when you graduated grade 13.
Yeah, I just turned 19 when I finished in June 1979. Yes,
C'est ça.
but we used to go over to the States when I was 18. Yeah.
Mhm.
okay, so graduating high school,
That's the
yeah, that's when you should be able to drink, is once you graduated high school.
you should be
Yeah,
able to
that
have a
sounds-
glass of champagne.
I think so. After you've gone through that, right? Yeah.
And you have, like, you don't see any problem with drinking in your own home when you're supervised by your parents.
We kind of watched that, but we did give them a glass of
Well, not like when they're
but they weren't young.
16. Did they even have a beer here when they're 17 or 18?
Well, I'm sure they had a beer somewhere else.
I'm sure.
I'm not that
Like-
naive.
Yeah, like some people think, okay, if they're gonna do it, let's have them do it in a safe environment.
Yep.
Like if your kid is gonna have their first beer, would you? And it's rhetorical, of course, because obviously you're past that. But would you rather them have their first alcoholic beverage with you in a family setting? Like, here, have a beer with your meal. Or
Yeah.
in
I think we
a
did. I
hype
think-
up.
I think both of our kids would have had that experience, whether it was a beer or a glass of wine. Like, I seem to recall Julia wasn't yet of age, but we would have. She was so like I think she asked to taste it or something, and we gave that to her. And I think she probably, she would have been the baby of all of the children, the grandchildren. And I think she was privy to having wine a little bit more than any of the other grandchildren would have at that age. And I think Stephen had a beer. I think it was my mom
Could be.
who had wanted him.
But how old though? I was.
Yeah, it might have been 16, 17.
Yeah.
To me, it's a better experience for the parent to give their child alcohol than for the kid to be drinking by themselves with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
See, my parents, I never had
You would
beer.
never have
No,
had
that
that.
never would have happened. No.
No.
So I had to go outside and drink
Yeah.
with my buddies away from home for sure.
Yeah.
and what do you think, Mark? What's your opinion on that?
Oh, I just think like, I don't know. I think part of the fun of it though is to like sneak away.
That's why I think some of the kids, like I'm certain, and well, we've heard some of the stories of what they've told us. So there's definitely been that piece.
There's like that little rebellion, right, in everybody that just wants to be a little bit like mischievous, right? Or like go
Yeah.
against it. And that's the one way I think some people can achieve it, right? Like, but then it's nice when the parents also like my mom and like my parents always, when I got to like 16, we would have like a little glass of wine at like
Yes. Yeah.
like
Well, and I think that's a bit of the French thing too. I'm assuming. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
Wasn't a Dutch thing, that's for sure.
Well, it's definitely a Portuguese thing. Like, Portuguese, there's always wine at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And you, like, to me, if you're going to start the kid off, we'll give him, my favorite was half wine and half orange pop. It's so good. And, or sangria. Sangria is so good too,
Yeah.
right?
your
Because
mom
you're
likes
starting,
Did she?
My mom likes sangria.
and you're starting them to, you're not going to give them a shot of whiskey.
No.
No.
You start, okay, here, have a low dose drink to find out, does it agree with you? Is it something that you want to try, you know?
Maybe a shot of whiskey is a good idea. That turns them right off for good, I think. That's
Yeah.
why maybe I don't like liquor, because I must have tried it at some point. I'm not a liquor person at all. Oof. No.
Anyway,
All right.
this has been very nice, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Pleasure as always.
Next week we're doing wine night. I think is the first of weekend, right?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
start at, well, we'll see you Saturday. We'll talk about Sunday next week, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the last couple of times, I think we've had intermittent attendance from Amin and Peter and no one. So should we make a concerted effort to remind them?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll send Davina a little saying we would love to have you join us. I will. And maybe everybody will. Everybody sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't talk to Davina, but I talk to Amin every day. Like I'll send him like little funnies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he'll send
I'll
me.
talk to Davina.
Okay, so you talk to Davina. I'll
We can
I'll
reach
take
out
a
to
note.
Jill and Peter.
Yeah. Okay, and I think the more people that are saying, hey, you know, let's get together and
Mm-hmm.
so on. I think that's like I hate to like sometimes I wonder if when someone when someone says they forgot or they didn't have a chance or you know I'm not that I'm saying they're being deceitful or whatever, but sometimes I wonder if it's an excuse just for something because something else is going on,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
All right. I'll reach out to Davina.
perfect.
Okay, you
Thank you.
guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
Enjoy your evening. Thanks
Thanks,
again,
Mark.
Mark.
Have a good night, guys. Say good luck to Julie there, Josh.